Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining the session. Good evening. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn. What a famous quote by Franklin. And thanks to the technology, especially for involvement of the student and teacher. And this is what that is important for today's education. I'm Shakeel Ahmed, and I'm from Training Department of Teenship of E-Learning and IT, Jazan University. I'm here to discuss about teaching guide, course planning, and research. One of the most important topic. We are middle of the first semester, and most of the teacher already know about teaching guide and how they can plan the course and how they are doing the research. But in this training session, I will try to make it possible that how you can use the technology and by using the technology how you can improve your course planning and why this course planning is important. Especially everyone understand and this is a really necessity to understand that pandemic that accelerated changes in the education system. The spread of COVID-19 has led the closure of educational institutions all over the world. Such closures enhance the development of the online learning environments within those institutions so that learning would not be interrupted. So during the pandemic, we understand that how important is the technology and how important is computer and how important is internet. Combination of the computer and internet, we got some solutions during the pandemic. So in the modern teaching methodology, computers are used actively in education to improve the quality and learning outcomes. Teachers can use audio, video, graphics, and there are multiple options they can use through computers to prepare lesson and lesson plans and many more. Planning is key to successfully implement the innovative components into your course. And this is especially true for e-learning and blended learning courses as well. So in this way, we recommend talking with your fellows, faculty, and a department chair and support staff in order to develop a comprehensive strategy that will make your planning and expectations consistent with other courses in your discipline. So what is actually course planning? That is basically being able to plan well is one of the key skill that a teacher need to have it. It involves being able to imagine what is going to happen in the classroom and to make choices based on this imagined experience. But that's not all. Planning also involves the ability to zoom out. What is zoom out? Zoom out means to see the bigger picture and know how a 2-hour lesson fits into a 100 hours course. But it also involves the ability to zoom in. What is zoom in? And work, like you have to work out the mechanics of how a 15-minute activity will work the best. So that is course planning. In the course, you have to go with the design of the outlines. You have to go with the zoom out the course and design activity accordingly. What is planning? Planning, we already discussed that first you have to set the objectives, then you could have a big picture by zooming in, and then you have to set the mechanics by that how the smallest part of the lesson, how it can be delivered to the students easily. So let's have a look about the component of the course, and I'm going to share one of the best research done by Churchill, and he proposed RASE pedagogical model that is a framework designed in 2013, and in his pedagogical model, he proposed 4 different components. It starts with R, that is resources, and A, activities, S for sports, and in the end, that is evaluation. So we need to take a little bit look about in detail all these four components. What is resources? Resources means course materials and content resources enabling students to acquire content or information. What is an activity? Activity means events that enable students to engage in learning, to develop understanding. And what is understanding? Understanding about the test ideas, apply knowledge, how to demonstrate performance. In simple words, you can say typically utilizing the resources is activities. Sports means anything we offer students to support them towards achieving academic success. And what is academic success and how we can support to the student by using the officers, tutoring them, library sport, help desk sports, and similar kind of sports we can provide students to achieve their goals and to make them easy to understand the lessons. In the end, that is evaluation. Evaluation is a different type of methods to assess or gather evidence of students learning, and that learning provide feedback or guidance to ensure that learning outcomes are achieved. So evaluation is also really important. So these four components: resources, activities, sports, and evaluation, these are the four major components which plays a vital role for lesson planning. In coming slides, we have a look in depth at why lesson planning is important and what kind of incentives we can get it by this way. When teaching in the hybrid modality, the instructors needs to design resources, activities, sports, and evaluations to be available in a digital format. This is the major difference between face-to-face learning, and now the time is we have to go with the blended learning, because during the pandemic we understand that earlier e-learning was not as on frontline tool. We were not using it as a frontline tool, we were using as a backend, and I believe 10 to 15% teachers were using the online platforms, but during the pandemic it converted and it became 100% utilization of that one. So all the material, whatever the resources you have it, you have to convert them into digital format, so it can be easily separated, it can be easily transferred towards the towards other teachers as well as with the students. In this case, we're going to provide them with a comparable learning experience so students can participate both inside classroom and online. So what I'm going to share with you here is a mapping RASE framework, that how does this framework work, because Churchill present a model that is called RASE, and they present a framework. So here is a framework. You just need to have a look on that one. In the end of the session, just to remind me, I'll share that file with you. So later on, by to planning of your upcoming course, you can use these components and you can prepare a very good lesson plan for that one. On the left side, you can see there is RASE elements. There are, especially we have just discussed that there are four elements: resources, activities, and sport, and end-to-end evaluation. How they make it possible by using three different columns: column A, column B, and column C. In the resources form, what work best for the students in your face-to-face classroom, you have to go and plan according to face-to-face classrooms. In column B, you have to look into it, that how work best for the students during remote or distance learning activities or online learning. The third one is what might work best when combining face-to-face with remote online learning. That is actually the blended learning education, and this is now in the I mean, like in our use, because after the pandemic it is confirmed that e-learning and face-to-face learning is going to be side by side. None of the one tool can be used only inside the classroom. By using the technology, you can make it very helpful for the students and for yourself as well. So what you have to do with the resources, what is resources? Class notes, printed form of the copies, and whiteboard notes and demonstrations, modeling, etc. All these are called resources. Column 1, list the resources available to students in your face-to-face course. During the planning, you have to listed down all the resources which you're going to provide to the students during your face-to-face class. So similar ideas, list ideas for alternative. So for online learning, for remote learning, what kind of resources can be provided to the students? Because once you are inside a classroom, your face-to-face, your priorities are different. Students are in front of you, you can ask them and you can share whatever you want to share with them. But definitely once you are presenting your lecture online, at that time nothing physically you can give them. So you need to transform all these resources what you want to share with them in the digital form. So once you have the digital format, you can share with them and you can send them by email, by WhatsApp, or any other medium you can use to send them all the information. The third one, for example, you are in the blended learning environment. Some of the information you're going to share with the classroom, inside the classroom, face-to-face classroom, and some of the part you like assignments or quizzes, you are sending them online and you are asking them and directing them to attempt all these quizzes and assignments online or in the LMS. So you have to figure it out, all these informations, that what kind of resources you can provide them in blended learning environment. So these three columns, keep in your mind that once you are going to plan, you have to keep in mind face-to-face, online learning, or in the blended learning environment. Rest is the same, activities are the same. What kind of activities you can share with them face to face or online or in blended learning environment, you have to list it down, all the things. And in the sport, list the sport structure available to students in your face to face. Definitely once you are inside the classroom, there is a different kind of sports you can provide them. They can ask you question directly, you can respond them, you can give them the technology or some other tools or components which can help them to understand the lesson. But once you are online, at that time, what kind of ideas do you have? It like here, list it down, all the things. At the end, evaluation. Definitely there are two types of evaluation: physical, face-to-face inside the classroom, and online uh, evaluations. Mostly now the universities and faculty is using evaluation for the quizzes, online quizzes, that is more easy and organized and managed. But if you have a plan to go for the evaluation inside the classroom, then you have to list it down, all the methods available for the students in face-to-face classroom. So that is a complete structure which you can follow to plan the course according to Churchill's RASC planning map. So we're gonna go back to the presentation. I hope you understand that one. If you have any question related to framework, you can ask. If anyone have any question related to framework, you can ask. Otherwise, I'm gonna ask one question: how many components of the for the course planning I just discussed about this? Can someone tell me? There is more than 30 participants in the list. Can you please tell me that how many components I have just discussed? RASC. RASC framework. So what is RASC framework? Can someone just tell me that how many components we have just discussed? Hello? We have 30 seconds to answer. I'm waiting for your answer, okay? How many components we have just discussed? Question for everyone. RASC stands for, if you're with me, you can easily understand that what does it mean. RASC framework, what does it mean? RASC stands for How many components? If you know RASE, it means you know the components. There are 4 components. Okay, first I'm gonna tell you that is R stand for resources. Anyone else? Hello. If you wanna really learn something, if you're sitting over here, you logged in this session, and you wanna learn that something special or something extraordinary which can help you for your teaching, so keep in touch with me. If I'm asking you something, it means you need to interact with me, and you can answer me in single line. I'm not asking you to write a paragraph. It's pretty simple question. Resources, activities, sport, and one left. Last one, very good. Dr. Mahajabin, resources, activities, sport, evaluation. That's great. Anyone else? RASE stands for? Hurry up, hurry up. Evaluation, okay. Dr. Ramaya, evaluation, fine. What other activities? Please write it down, everyone. So it would be good. RASE stands for? R stands for sports, A stands for activities, S stands for sports, and the last one is E stands for evaluation. Great. Sport, evaluation, activities, resources, done. That's great. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna move on the next slide. How do we create a course plan? There are 5 steps to create the course plan. That is pretty easy. I'm not going to be in detail. That is course description from the academic calendar. You have to take the description from your academic calendar, and then you can schedule all the activities. You need to set the goal, course goals, what goals you want to achieve by end of this course, and student learning objectives. Surely objectives and outcomes are the major part of any course evaluation or course planning. In the end, assessment overview, how you will do it, the assessment and overview. These 5 steps you need to follow to create the course plan. Simply, you have to go for the academic calendar and take the description, schedule the activities, and then you can go with the course goals. You need to set the course goals. You need to set the learning objectives and outcomes for the students, and in the end, how you will go and overview for the assessment. So you need to follow all these 5 steps. Okay, Dr. Nasreen, resources, activities, sports evaluation, great. Dr. Shala, support, active, that's great. It means now you understand what does it mean. Now the most important part is why create course plan. Please keep in touch. So I will ask the questions. Mean after some time to make it possible. Mean like to make me understand that you are with me. I will put some questions. So you have to answer it. You can answer only in the way once you are in connection and you are having that lecture properly. So why create course plans? This is another important part, that planning lessons ahead of time means teacher enter the classroom each day and he is fully prepared to teach new concepts and lead meaningful discussions instead of figuring things out as they go, and they are not understanding what is going to be next. So they need to be, planning is really important, and the lesson planning for the teacher is really important, because once he is entering into the classroom, he know what he need to do and how he can follow the lead and how he can lead the meaningful discussion. What happened if you do not have the lesson plan? Without the lesson plan, students can quickly lose focus and teacher may be left struggling, thinking of what to do next at that time, because both